From the moment he walked into prison as a convicted killer, Desmond Ricks told everyone he was innocent of the murder of his best friend, Jerry Bennett.
So all your boys around you in prison, all your clique knew you were innocent?
Everybody, the officers, the police, the warden, everybody knew I was innocent.
Everybody in the whole
The warden
prison
knew I was innocent.
Was there something fishy about the ballistics evidence that sent Desmond to prison?
The bullets that were removed from the body were .38s. And the gun that was allegedly used by Mr. Ricks was a .38. And what we know about this gun is that it produces certain markings, that it has certain lands and grooves that could not possibly have matched the bullets that actually were removed from the body. There's no way that this gun could have shot those bullets based on the markings that we know exist.
But that's not what the cops said. The police evidence technician testified in court that the bullets that killed Bennett were indeed fired from Desmond's mother's gun.
What was going on in your mind when you heard that those bullets came from your mother's gun and killed your friend?
That the police kept their word. They were going to send me to prison.
This man actually helped send Desmond to prison. David Townsend was then a firearms examiner with the Michigan State Police. He was the court-appointed ballistics expert at Desmond's murder trial.
The first time you saw those bullets, what went through your mind?
Well, the first time I saw them was when the detective brought them to my facilities for me to conduct a microscopic examination of the evidence bullets and test bullets. I had fired the gun and obtained test shots from the gun. And I opened up evidence envelopes that contained the bullets, and I looked at them. And first I thought, well, did the evidence bullets and the test bullets get placed in wrong envelopes? And I asked him, I said, are these the evidence bullets? And he said, oh, yes, those are the evidence bullets, I thought.
But something just seemed a little off.
Something just didn't seem right. The evidence bullets were in very, very good condition.
These were too pristine?
Pristine bullets, yeah. Depending on where it's removed from a body, the bullet can have severe amount of mutilation, damage, trace evidence, blood, hair, bone, tissue, on the nose of the bullet.
In layman's terms, the ballistics were bogus. Townsend believes someone swapped the slugs from Bennett's body with the test bullets fired from Desmond's mother's gun.
The physical evidence didn't match what he was charged with.
Townsend shows us how the alleged switch could have happened.
The Detroit PD crime lab evidence envelopes, they weren't sealed. They had string. So you would have a button on the top and a button on the bottom, and then you could open and close it numerous times.
Townsend claims when he said he wouldn't testify that the bullets in the evidence envelope were the ones that killed Bennett, the prosecutor said, show up or else.
You either come or we're going to send a car, bring you down here, and then put you in jail for contempt of court. I testified on it and said these bullets are the ones I examined. These bullets were identified. I identified as having fired from this gun. And that was basically it.
You were strong-armed into being there to testify.
Yeah, kind of, yes.
Bullet switching? Forced testimony? What's going on? Desmond says it's painfully obvious. He was framed.
In your wildest nightmares, did you ever think that someone in an entity like the Detroit Police Department crime lab would frame you?
No. I can know all day that it's not right.
So
but if
you
I
knew
can't,
they changed the bullet?
Yes, ma'am. I knew that gun didn't commit that crime. This gun that prosecutor said was a murder weapon is not.
But despite all of this coming out long after the conviction for second-degree murder and his appeals all exhausted, there was about to be some stunning news that would give Desmond a big break. The state shut down the Detroit Police Crime Lab because of serious errors in many cases unrelated to Desmond's.
This was a case that turned on one piece of evidence, and it turned on one piece of evidence that we knew we should be suspicious of. We knew we should be suspicious of it because it came from a crime lab that was shut down.
As Desmond was wrestling with his legal strategy, he stumbled upon a chance meeting with prisoner advocate Claudia Whitman from the National Capital Crime Assistance Network.
How did you meet Desmond Ricks?
I was actually working on another case of somebody who was in the same prison, and This person said, you really ought to meet Desmond Ricks because he has a very strong innocence case. I felt it could be proven, but from day one, I didn't know if they had preserved the bullets, and that was the key thing.
Claudia investigated Desmond's claims, but would she gain access to the bullets that might have been destroyed after decades in storage?
I thought, well, if those bullets are gone, how are we ever going to win this case?
Claudia put Desmond in touch with David Moran, who runs the Innocence Clinic at the University of Michigan Law School.
You can't come away with any conclusion other than that there was fraud going on. They were just declaring matches between guns and bullets that didn't really match.
This wasn't just negligence. This was fraud.
They knew they were going to get caught. They knew that David Townsend would say, you can't match these bullets to any gun. And so what did they do? They switched the bullets. They gave David Townsend the test-fired bullets.
But how would Desmond and his legal team prove it? In a strange twist of fate, Desmond was working on his case in the prison law library and just happened to run across an ad in the back of a legal journal.
I just happened to go in the back and looked at the forensic page, and there his name was, David Townsend. And I'm saying to myself, wait a minute, is this the same guy? Because he was an older gentleman back then.
Yes, the same guy, David Townsend. Now Desmond wonders, could the man who helped put him away now help get him out? Next, Desmond needs just one thing to prove his case: the bullets.
You have to convince a court, which is an uphill battle.
And a judge who will believe he's not a cold-blooded killer.
It didn't matter how long I was in there. I'm not gonna let you take from me the only thing I got left. The only thing I had left was my innocence.